Hello and welcome to our Christian dating coaching videos. Today I want to talk about how to make long distance relationships work. Now, none of us ideally want a long distance relationship. We'd all rather be in a relationship with someone who lives locally to us and somebody who it's easy to see and connect with. But life isn't often easy and it's rarely that simple. And sometimes we may find ourselves drawn to somebody who's right for us, who doesn't live close by to us. The first thing to realise is that you can make a long distance relationship work, and also that a long distance relationship isn't something that is going to be permanent. It's only going to be for a season. So let's imagine that you've connected or contacted and you're in a relationship or starting a relationship with someone that lives a long way away from you. How can you make it work? There are a few principles I want to go through with you today. First of all, what type of relationship is it? Is it something that's quite casual, or is it something that's quite committed? It's good to establish that with the other person because it will affect how you both react to each other. If one of you thinks it's casual and more on a friendship basis, and the other one thinks it's more committed, it will lead to differing patterns of behaviour that won't be good for either of you, or certainly not for the one that feels they're more committed. Although it's awkward to have this conversation, it is really important because it does structure how you cope with the relationship and what expectations there are for it. Let's imagine that you've both agreed that you're in an exclusive relationship. You're looking to make the relationship on a more permanent basis, but you're still in that relationship phase. So now you both know that you've gone exclusive and that you're there for each other. So the next thing is be reliable. Now, it's obviously difficult to be spontaneous when you live a long way away from each other. But it's important that you are reliable to the plans that you've made. So if you've been looking forward to seeing somebody for, say, a month, and then at the last minute that arrangement is cancelled by the other person or by you, it can have a devastating effect. It's not so bad if you live close together because you can just arrange another thing another day. But if you live a long way away, it's very important that you are reliable. It's important to talk a lot because you're probably going to see less of each other. It's really important to communicate well and to work out the best forms of communication for you. I would say communicate in lots of different ways. We have amazing technology nowadays that allow us to communicate in so many different ways, whether over Skype, FaceTime, Zoom, Teams, email, letters, text messages, WhatsApps. Use them all and communicate frequently. Embrace the humdrum. When you have a long distance relationship, it's easy to think that because the times you're together are perhaps less frequent, that they have to be incredibly special. So you always have to go and watch an amazing sunset or have cocktails or go to the opera or do something really special, dress up and go out for a lovely dinner. But that actually isn't the bread and butter of a relationship, and certainly a long-term relationship. So it's important to do the more mundane things together as well. Go food shopping, do the washing up, prepare a meal together, do a Bible study together, cook, that sort of thing. Things that aren't necessarily terribly exciting, but they do form part of our everyday life. And it's important that you do those things together when you are together, even if you've only got a short amount of time together. Be realistic. You may feel your relationship is more intense because you're apart from each other. And then when you come together, you've got limited time and you see each other less frequency. But talk about your emotions and what you're feeling. Be open when you're together. Be clear on the end game. Are you both headed in the same direction? Now, obviously, that isn't something you necessarily want to discuss at the very beginning of your relationship, but perhaps set some goals together. Say, in 3 or 4 months, we're going to review where this relationship is going. Because certainly what you don't want to do is be in a long distance relationship for years and years. That isn't a relationship that's going anywhere. So be clear on what you're both expecting and set some timescales where you can review the situation. Perhaps it comes to a point where you both realise, or one of you realise, that although you're enjoying seeing each other, this relationship isn't headed the place you want it to go. that might be a signal that it's time for you to end the relationship and look elsewhere. Alternatively, it might be going really well and you might just start to decide to take some big decisions together. Again, communication is important. I hope those are helpful hints for things to help you maintain and have a good long distance relationship. If we can help in any way, or you'd like us to introduce you to people, we're on 01 531 4997. Thank you. Goodbye.